It's nice that we've got sound effects that come in on time.
Yes.
I mean, I
agree.
I still laugh at yours where it'll be like 2 minutes later and then you'll hit the sound effect and I'll be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ, we're on a completely different fucking subject. Kevin's bringing in Jurassic Park sounds.
Well, again,
we were talking about a dig
it
site.
took us forever to get a soundboard and then to dial it in.
Yes.
And then after all that, discover,
literally
it's a touch screen.
That
was the best part.
Then,
like, oh,
and it was
shit.
my own computer.
Yeah,
I
it was
forgot.
their computer.
then like 2 months later, you got the one that wasn't a touchscreen and he tried to touch it.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, it does. I got to use a fucking
Oh
mouse
man,
and
now I
keyboard
got to
on
go
it.
back to this Stone Age bullshit.
No shit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So
That was funny shit, dude.
Hey, man.
Speaking of past stuff,
Good content.
There's a new trailer for Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice number 2.
Yeah, it came up on my TikTok feed not too long ago. It looked pretty good.
It
haven't
actually
seen
looks
it.
pretty good. Kevin, this is your part where you fucking pull it up.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Push the button.
I
You know which one I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm going to bring it up here. Hold on.
No, not that button. The do-do-do. There we go. Thank you, Tim.
There we go.
Just hit play. We're good to go.
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just watched this recently. Not the movie, obviously.
I'm going to bring the slide up just a bit. See that?
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
It's loud as fuck in my ears.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
See that?
Yeah, it's fun.
There you go. Audio's all over the fucking place on this one.
That's just the way the movie is.
Well, that looks just like the first one, too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did a good job redesigning
The thing that I
house.
really liked about the trailer is when they started showing the sandworms.
I believe
So when that comes up, watch that.
Until you found this in the attic. Ew. Who's Beetlejuice?
Man, that girl Jenna Ortega's showing up in everything.
Yeah, well, she's pretty hot.
Astrid, I am
So-
serious. If you say his name 3 times, he will appear.
There he
Beetlejuice.
is.
The juice is loose. I'm gonna make you so happy.
Dude, and that guy, Michael Keaton, he became popular during a time when, as a comedian, that was your goal.
Can they coexist? That's what we're here to
I'm gonna be
find
so
out.
pissed if this doesn't show the sandworms.
No, this does.
Okay. Oh, another thing I'll talk about on this one. There's one person not in this.
Yep, the dad.
Yep. See, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
They made the sandworms look like the originals with
Yes,
practical
stop
stop
motion.
motion effects.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination.
Really? Is this a figment of your imagination?
Now that they did with CGI, but they tried to make it look like the original.
Yeah.
So this actually looks pretty good.
It does. Well,
I'm
hey,
excited about it.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
am
going to be a
too.
good one.
but you know what? Trailer's
Okay,
a
you could probably
trailer.
bring it back over to our side, I believe.
Trailer's a trailer, and trailers can be deceiving.
Yeah, and but to me, that looks like they tried to actually go with the roots of it.
Yeah. Well, hey, and I mean,
Which
I'm
is-
definitely going to see it.
Well,
you know,
one of the
I love the first Beetlejuice.
One of the
It's
things that I
classic.
love about the old movies is the way that they did practical effects because they didn't have any other way to do it. You know, they could do things in post and try to, spice things up.
Are you
a
talking
little
like
bit.
that old, what one was that called? Jason and the Argonauts? Was that what it
Oh
was?
yeah,
Oh,
that
that
was stop motion.
Holy
That was
shit.
stop
I love
motion,
that
but
movie.
that was also from like the 60s, right?
50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Well, that it said like the owl thing or whatever it
Yeah.
was, and the Medusa, and
Yeah, and then there.
But that was also
they had
in
the
the very-
golden fleece and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was
dude.
also in the very infancy of that type of stuff.
Right.
It was. That was
Because
the guy that did that was known as Ray Harryhausen. He was a fucking legend.
Of course, he'd know all this shit. But
Yeah.
but well,
I
look
love
at
that shit.
look at Evil Dead. Evil Dead took from that,
Oh yeah, they
and
used
that's
stop
how
motion.
they did, and they did it almost exactly the same way.
Oh, for sure, and it looked great.
Yeah. So
all
so
the
cool.
skeletons and all that shit.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I do like about this. That they're kind of going back to the roots of that. That they didn't bring the sandworms in and make them like fucking all completely
All
CGI.
yeah,
now that
man.
might be done in CGI.
Maybe it is.
It
but
probably
it
is.
Still looks
but they
like stop
gave
motion.
it that look of the stop motion,
Yeah.
and I don't hate CGI at all. I just think that there too many directors and movie studios use it as a crutch.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
when the
yeah.
entire set is green
It's
Right.
one of the
and
reasons
all the
why I hated
costumes are green.
And that's the problem.
the first 3 Star Wars.
Right.
All the
Trophy
Marvel
nuts.
movies, dude.
Yeah.
That's the problem with modern day Hollywood is they overuse CGI. What they should be doing is using a mix of practical and CGI and use
'cause
the
that
CGI to support what's already
Location
there.
filming would be ideal too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
this set stuff.
Really do it in the middle of space.
They could potentially start doing that now.
I don't think. I think
I mean,
there's
what,
a lot of.
but I
the
mean-
vomit comet and
But
shit
there's
like
a lot
that?
of there's a lot of actors that probably wouldn't sign up for that.
No, but like-
I have
no,
to do this in space
But like,
where
for
I
instance,
could die.
okay, the original Star Wars, Tatooine, the sand planet.
Right.
They filmed all that in Tunisia
Yeah.
because that's what fucking Tunisia. That's what Tatooine looks
Right.
like. Is
Yeah.
this?
A lot of
so
it's not done on site anymore. It's all done in
No.
a fucking studio.
soundstage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
it's,
mean, yeah, you can control the environment a lot better and something
yeah,
like that.
but it
and
just doesn't have
you
that
don't have
authenticity.
delays about like weather or
Yeah.
like Waterworld had that one tsunami that destroyed
Look,
the
I know
entire set.
I know everybody hated Waterworld. I liked it.
I
It was a
didn't
great
hate it.
movie, dude.
I
I
don't
fucking
hate
loved
it. I
it.
disagree with it's a great movie.
Oh, fantastic!
It's a fun movie. I don't.
It is a fun movie.
But I also like The Postman, and everyone hated that one.
Yeah, I don't-
Okay, there's a lot of people that claim you're either a Waterworld guy or a Postman
I like
guy.
both of them.
I like them both.
Yeah.
But I get.
I like how
the
Kevin
idea.
Costner in the second one, The Postman, was a complete fraud. Like, that's
Yeah.
what he was the whole time. Like, he's this guy that sparks this revolution by fucking lying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a
yeah.
post office guy. Look at me.
I
He just
haven't
fucking
seen it,
found a
so
dead
I-
person.
I figured it's
Oh, well,
it's
Tim-
post-apocalypse, right?
Tim,
Yeah, it's
Tim, it was from like
post-apocalypse.
1990 something. So, spoiler alert. Yes, post-apocalyptic, and it takes place in Oregon.
Yeah, it's
I
like
believe.
Pacific Northwest.
I think it's
yeah.
Astoria.
Is it?
Oh,
I
no
think
shit.
so because his
Oh, I didn't know that.
statue I think goes into Astoria at the end of it. I
Huh.
think so. It's
Oh,
another.
okay. It's been so long since I've
The
seen it.
headquarters of the
it's
KKK, by the way.
It's an homage to the Goonies.
Oh,
It's not.
I love Kim Coates in Waterworld. Paper. You ever see paper?
Isn't that guy dead?
oh, it's just
Oh no,
smell it.
he's still
I
around.
thought he died.
Kim Coates? No, he's around.
Oh, either way, but
He
That guy's
should
a
be.
great
Is that what you're
character
saying? The
actor.
guy should be just dead
I
because you say
maybe,
so.
maybe I saw him die in Waterworld and I was like, oh, he's dead. He got stabbed.
He did
Where's
get-
me
he did
boat?
get killed. Yeah. Me boat.
So
me boat.
well, speaking of like old movies and stuff, so I watched. What was it? A couple nights ago, I watched the newest of the Robocops,
Oh God.
and it could have been so fucking great.
Yeah, they made
Could
it
have been so
really-
great. First problem I had with it, PG-13. The old one was fucking definitely R.
There was
Yeah.
tits all over the place. It was
It's not
great.
even tits. The violence in the first one.
that for $1.
Dude,
there
they-
was a lot of
They
uber
blow his
violence
fucking
back
hand
then,
off in
yeah.
the first fucking shot.
Dude got shot in the dick.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they
through that
fuck him up.
lady's legs,
Yes.
through the dress.
There's
yeah.
a lot of fucked up shit in the first one. So that's another thing that I liked about the original is even though you can tell like it's bad stop motion for a lot of it in the first one.
Hey man, at the time that looked great.
That it did look great. Also, the other thing that looked great in the first one is when the dude gets fucking hit into that vat of acid.
Oh,
His whole
yeah.
fucking body
And then
falling
he gets
apart.
hit with a car and then just fucking explodes.
Fucking looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
That looks amazing. The problems I had with the newer one was the fact that first off they changed his suit to black,
Yeah.
which I thought was
Yeah,
stupid.
they tried to make it all
Dumb
Tron
as
looking.
hell.
Yeah, well, that's the
right
thing.
after Tron came out, or
It-
before.
But either way,
Oh,
it's
the
just
Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
it doesn't look like RoboCop anymore.
No,
I
it
did
doesn't.
I did like the. I didn't have a problem with the new suit per se. You know, just changing it to black just didn't look right.
It was. Yeah, it didn't. It didn't look like RoboCop.
The one thing I do like about it, the homage to the original suit that they play when they start running the slideshow presentation of what they
Uh-huh.
want to. This is combat mode. Combat mode's the original suit.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But the Ed 209s, I didn't like them as much because the Ed 209 in the original was there were no fucking missiles on the main body. That was the arms. The arms had everything.
Yeah, that's true.
The main body was just basically a giant speaker in the front telling you to stop fucking doing whatever it
Yeah.
is or he's going to shoot you.
Halt!
Yeah.
You have 10 seconds to comply.
That thing
Yeah.
gave me nightmares, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
It was fucking creepy as shit, dude.
Did you
Well,
know
and-
in the first one, the original Ed 209 scene, because it's the original movie's a satire. Like a
Oh,
lot of
for
people,
sure.
a lot of people just
Absolutely.
think of it as an action. It's not I mean, it's an action, but it's not an action movie. It's a satire
Well,
movie.
It's a satire of a lot of the things that were going on in the 80s.
Yes. Well, do
you
you-
know, like the yuppie culture.
Do you
want to
know what
all that
the
stuff.
original Ed 209 scene was? The first Ed 209 scene? So the original Ed 209 scene was, you know how the guy gets shot and it's pretty extended?
Oh, it's great.
Right? The original one, he's getting shot for like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, I've actually heard that. Yeah.
It's literally him just
Yeah.
getting
Turn it into
lit,
Swiss cheese.
him getting lit up for like 2.5 minutes.
Turn it into a pile of
And
ground
then-
beef.
And then they were like, at the end, they're like, I think we overdid it with that one. Maybe we should cut it down. And it's still like 20 seconds of
It's
him getting
still
shot.
a long time.
But the
yeah.
original was like almost 10 times as fucking long of him just getting shot to shit. If you want to bring up, though, the Ed 209 scene.
Oh, before we
So
start
this is-
there is one part that I love at the end of that movie when the bad guy gets kicked out. Ronnie Cox gets knocked out the window. If you look at him, his arms are bigger than the rest of his body. It's like super long arms. I've always noticed it. Next time you watch the movie, look for that. It's hilarious.
I don't know. Do I want it to take me out of the movie?
It's just one of those funny little things because I think it's like a stop motion.
So here
effect or
was
something.
the original stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play it. So early on, I just love the original Robocop suit.
Look at that thing,
me
dude.
too.
That's fucking
Me
creepy
too.
as shit, man.
Yeah.
And dude, the music, the theme song, and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's just so good.
You got it, bro. You got it.
Oh, poor Ed 209.
And this is after Ed 209 shot his own hand off.
Never learned to walk down the stairs.
You got it, dude. Go on.
Well, this is the other thing. They kind of made Ed 209 almost like a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And then it gets into a crybaby fit.
He is making pig noises, man.
Yeah. But that's what I loved about the early on stuff is they had the practical effects were great back then.
Yeah.
Because they had to try to do something, you know?
Yeah, there were several that had pretty good stuff. I mean, the other one that won awards was the Fly with
The Fly.
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Another one that's
So good.
that's talked
Yeah.
about as a standout is
Thing.
American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the thing was
yeah,
fucking
the thing is
nuts,
amazing.
dude.
The thing's
But
amazing,
but
but
American Werewolf in
Werewolf-
London. So
that's the
to
one that set
the
the
transform
standard.
one.
To
Yes.
this
Yeah,
day,
that scene-
it's still the
It's
best
sta-
werewolf
it's-
transformation.
It's the standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where you have to draw your inspiration.
I still
from.
don't think it's ever been beaten.
Well, do you know how they did that? It's reverse photography or
is it
reverse video.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
with the hair coming out, it's them pulling
Uh-huh.
the hair back and then
man,
reversing
it looks so good.
And so yeah, they did all of that in like reverse video, and then played it forward, added the soundtrack,
Yeah.
and
And then they had, of course, some animatronics for like when his face is
Yes.
stretching and everything.
and that one I think they might have also done that in reverse too. So they had it already stretched out and then just
and
brought
then
it backwards.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Well, that would explain why it's kind of got this sort of otherworldly look
Yes.
to it as it's happening.
So,
Like this-
but that's the thing. When you hear about how a lot of these things were done, you like go, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
That's fucking
Well, it's-
brilliant
well,
and
that's-
simple.
And that's what I loved about those days is because they would have these issues. It's like, okay, the script says we need to have this happen. How the fuck do we make that
figure
happen?
this out?
So then they just sort of come up with these crazy ideas.
Could you
on how to
imagine
do
that
it.
coked out fucking producer, director going to the effects team? He's like, okay, here's what I want done. Okay, first,
And then by the end of it, he's like, and
we need a son.
By the end of it, the guy's like, hey, so also I have this bar I'm thinking about opening. And you're like, what? Why does it always get to opening a bar?
Yeah, we're going to do that down in Cancun, man. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's usually Cancun or like Miami.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
But yeah,
We just need investors, man.
You in? You in? Seriously. You're in, right?
I got a team behind this.
But when it
It's
comes
his-
to
it's
like
his mom.
the pinnacle, the pinnacle of practical effects, I still think Blade Runner and The Thing are two high watermarks.
yeah.
You know what's crazy? So when the new Blade
thing
Runner
was sick,
came
dude.
out,
It was
Oh,
so
it's
cool.
so amazing.
I
love
liked
it.
the new Blade Runner, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
I
dude.
did too.
It
And
was
then
so good.
so
It kept the right pace.
Yeah.
no,
You know
it was
what I
a-
mean?
I thought it was well paced.
Yeah.
But then later on, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna watch the original Blade Runner and then that one back to back. They line up fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised with movies 2 decades or more than that. What, 2.5 decades apart? Maybe 3.
Well, I think 3.
So 3
Yeah.
decades apart, and they still fucking function together.
Because the
Yeah.
original came
It
out
was
in, I think,
Kubrick, wasn't it? He did the
1981 or
first one?
1982.
Was
no,
it? No.
no, it was Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
Ridley
that
Scott,
makes
that's
Scott.
his name, yeah.
Ridley Scott is pretty damn good with the practicals and stuff.
Fantastic. I mean, his newer movies hit or miss, but
Yeah.
his back in the day, his
well,
older
the-
movies
the-
were amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
but he's
Blade
only
Runner.
got a few movies, right?
Oh no, he
No.
did Alien 1. He did Blade
No,
Runner.
who am I thinking of then? Oh, the guy James Cameron.
James
I'm thinking
Cameron?
Oh yeah,
'Cause he's only got like
all
6 or
special
7
effects
movies.
now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think he's got like 6 or 7
Let's
movies,
see,
and that's it.
Terminator 2.
Did he do Jurassic Park?
Abyss. No, that
Titanic?
was Spielberg.
Did he do Titanic?
He did Titanic.
Okay. Because he's the one that likes going down to the
Avatar
Titanic all the time. Yeah,
and
he's only
Avatar
got like 5 or
2.
6 movies.
Yeah.
He-
something
Avatar,
like
But
he
that.
all
did-
of them were
he
big.
did- he did
Yeah, they
well
were all
with that,
huge. Yeah.
Every
sure.
one of this, I think his lowest budget, cheapest was probably Terminator.
Terminator 1, yeah.
the first
for
one,
sure.
because
Uh-huh.
everything was practical. There was like no
Yeah,
special
yeah.
effects.
And it was pretty low budget.
That
you know,
scene
even
with the
for the time.
T-1000s at the very beginning during the war crushes that fucking
well, that's
skull.
the second movie.
Was that the second
That's
one?
T-1000s in the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
my
not the
God.
T-1000 that crushes
That
the
was the
skull.
T-800.
That's the T-800
Yeah.
that crushes the skull.
Yeah, it was like an army of them or
And
something
what,
like
Yeah.
what
that.
the fuck were the
War-torn land or
Future
something?
War,
what,
yeah.
But what were the tanks called? I can't remember what those were called.
Hunter Killers.
Nope, that was the
No,
flying
that was the
ones.
flying ones. You're right. I don't
They
remember
got
what
him
the
in
tanks
hell.
were
They
called.
got him in Helldivers. I'm sure.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually, that game that I was playing, Terminator Resistance, that's actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
they're bringing out. So I heard they're bringing out a new Terminator game that's supposed to be in the future war, and it's like you have to survive. Like there's survival aspects
So that's
to it.
kind
and
of
all
what
that.
Terminator Resistance is.
Oh, was it?
It doesn't have the survival, but it does have some of the things that come from survivals, where you find handbooks to upgrade skills.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know, so it does
Gotcha.
bring some of that stuff from like
Yeah.
the RPG/survival games that
Uh-huh.
do that, where you're like, oh, I found a book on how to hunt, so I'm now better at hunting,
Yeah,
or I get
yeah.
more meat out of hunting, or my shot placement's better now all of a sudden.
Right.
That sounds
right.
like Oregon Trail.
Yeah, that's basically every game is Oregon Trail.
Oh, your
just
family
upgraded.
died of dysentery.
Yeah, not
Your
again.
son was pulled off into the woods and
It's like I gotta
eaten by
find
wolves.
another wife.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I mean,
my
you-
wife was pulled apart
Tim.
by golden retrievers.
Tim, you do come from a long line of people that likes finding extra wives. So
It's true. It's in my lineage.
yes, it's definitely in your lineage. Your lineage also, up until 1971, didn't like black people.
Oh, they still don't.
Well, no, officially they're fine,
What did he say?
but maybe in the background they're like, just don't give them the
No,
underwear.
you guys can attend. We're just not going to give you any office. That's all.
No, you can't get the special underwear. Is what it
No.
is. You don't get your own planet. What are you
No.
talking about?
You might be able to serve on one of those.
You're not
planets.
gonna.
That was racist.
You're not gonna reach Kolob.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
Kolob.
You know more about it than I do.
Dude. Because I watched Religulous and they talked about it like a shitload in it.
Yeah, he's. I guess now looking up, showing up on my Facebook feed a lot is there's some litigation against the church now.
I'm not surprised.
Like if you were touched by a member of the church,
Uh-oh.
call this number.
Uh-oh.
So there's been some stuff coming up about the
I
Mormon
wonder
church
if that's
being,
actually what that show Touched by an Angel was.
Yeah, his name was Angel.
Yeah. We're like, no, he's just the janitor. He's not technically part of the church.
What is
He's
it?
the landscaper. I mean,
What is it with holy men and
Nice.
what is it with holy men and touching kids?
It's because
it's a form of power.
It's no, it's
Well,
not.
I mean,
It's
well-
not a form of power. What it is these are sexually repressed people that, because they cannot say what they are sexually, they go into a position of power. So now that they don't have to answer to anyone for it.
Yeah, there's usually no accountability with
Yeah,
it
but-
too.
Yes,
But
they just
can't-
move them to where deaf people are,
Yeah,
and
but-
they can't speak up against them.
But like Mormon ministers
actually
and
happened.
stuff, they can get married and have kids, right?
Yes, they can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
okay,
fact, it's
'cause-
promoted. Be
Okay.
fruitful with the world. That's why
Yeah.
they have like 9 kids.
Okay. 'cause-
It's one of
but
the
Catholic
things.
priests
It's one of
can't.
the things that
Yeah.
I don't understand about Catholicism. Just let them get fucking married.
Yeah. I think
They want
most,
them to dedicate their entire lives to the church, which is bullshit.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's an awful thing to do
Yeah.
to somebody. Why anyone would sign up for that's beyond me. Like, why would you want to
you're,
do that to
You're
yourself?
basically a slave. A slave to
again,
religion.
it's people that are usually sexually trying to repress
on
stuff.
top of that, though, I mean, knowing that, you have to have
or they're on the run.
the premise of what faith
is.
is. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you don't know if it exists. You only have to believe it.
Yeah.
And so that you're basing your entire life off of a belief blows my fucking mind.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
It's and then to give up certain.
I don't know. You base
carnal
a lot of
things
stuff off of your beliefs. Like you think everyone's too prideful on things that have nothing
Well,
to do with
I
pride.
believe pride will be the downfall of mankind for sure.
But you also use it in the wrong spots. You'll say something's prideful, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with pride.
Give me an example.
Like the woke issues that we've talked about before. That you'd be like, oh, they're doing it because of pride. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with pride.
Well, no, Jordan Peterson had said something recently about with Pride Month coming up. I thought was very profound.
Well, Pride Month is not also. I don't think that has as much to do with Pride anymore. I think
that's
before
just
it was
it.
kind of the thing.
Now it's become like a corporate fucking.
Not just
you know,
that; it's
thing.
also a way to go down Main Street in assless chaps.
Well, what he was
that's
saying
true,
is
too.
like, how is your sexual preference going to be your identity? That's
that I never
ridiculous.
understood.
I
You know
never
what I
got
mean?
that either.
I feel the same way with your race being your identity,
Yeah.
Right.
Or your gender being your identity.
Right.
I don't get that. Just be, I don't know. I'm Shane.
Do you like
That's
video
it.
games? I mean, do you
Yeah,
hunt?
I do a lot of other things. I
Yeah.
don't
Right.
need to fucking.
You don't need to
stake
know my personal life.
Right, that's
well,
the
and I don't
thing.
need to stake my identity on one issue.
Right.
That's dumb.
But that's exactly right. It's like human beings we're all very complicated individuals, and to completely encapsulate your life around this one thing, it just seems like you're limiting the scope
Yeah,
of
it's-
your experience in life.
Yeah.
And you're really selling yourself short.
Yes, the more you know.
The more
Kevin,
you know.
thank you. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
Kevin's
Very
TED
heartwarming.
Talk.
It
You're
was
welcome.
great.
You're welcome.